YouTube, this is Nick from Apex Mutations. Today, I'm going to talk to you about rats. I'm just going to brush up on the subject. It's probably going to be like a several parts video. Probably around maybe 3 parts for now anyway. Okay, so first off, I want to talk to you about what my room consists of, because I have no smell in my house from rats, and that is very important if you're going to be breeding rats. I started breeding rats a little over a year ago, and I did that because I couldn't get like a consistent good supply of rats from other people around me. Not saying that they don't have any rats or don't have any good rats. Some people do, some people don't. But it wasn't cost effective for me to drive out and meet these people like every other week while I'm trying to compete with other buyers to get rats for my collection of snakes. So, in turn, I started producing a few rats here and there just to kind of make up for it, and it actually was really easy and took off pretty quick. And within like, I'd say 2 or 3 months of me first producing my own rats, and I'm talking like just a small amount, maybe 30 rats, I had started selling them, and I made like 60 bucks off of just 1 litter, about 2 litters of rats. Yeah, so I made 60 bucks off of 2 litters of rats, and that was about a month to 2 months after I first started breeding them. And I was like, oh wow, I could really do this. That's something easy. But this is how I started off, was with these clear tubs like that. I just cut holes in top and off of the top up here. So I just cut holes in the top just for like airflow and everything, which is not proper if you have rats. I just started off out of nowhere. I also didn't have the tools to build a rat rack. I didn't know how to build one. I didn't have the tools to build one. So by the time I was able to get a rat rack, a friend of mine, the guy who actually had the idea to make this smell-proof room and then helped me build it, really, I just kind of handed him screws and stuff, and he told me where to screw things in, and I did it and learned that way. But yeah, his name is Kendall T. Hill on Facebook. Best black axanthic line that there is. With me not knowing how to do that, I actually ran several tubs, which I think is fine for like grow-ups and grow-outs and stuff like that. Weans, mice, but you got to make sure that it's something that they can't get out of. So I'm going to show you what my tubs look like and how I built them to kind of meet the needs here. So first I'm going to show you my mouse tub. It is dirty because our cleaning day is on Sunday. Today's Friday, so I'll be cleaning it Sunday. But here is the mouse tub. I got a breeding group of, I think, about 11 mice. Yeah, I have 11 in here, and they just started breeding. I only have mice because my king snake needs mice. For those of you that just do ball pythons, good choice. I got a king snake, and the king snake is still a baby, and man, they take forever to grow, and they don't get fat like ball pythons do. So it's getting really long, but it's still only big enough to have pinky mice. Oh, it's a pain. So now I have to breed mice, and mice smell bad. For those of you that don't know, mice stink. Okay, I got a couple hundred rats in here. It smells like nothing. Mice, whew. You smell that. So I'm going to show you my mouse pen and how I built that, really. And so I'm going to show you guys my mouse pen real quick and how it's built, and then I'll show you my weans and how I sort through that. Okay, so this is my mouse bin right here. Basically, all I did was just get a nice little bin. Since I only need a few breeding mice to get me pinkies like once a month, I put the females in at like different weeks at a time with one male in there. That way I'll have a rotation of weekly pinkies. So my king snake gets a full supply of weekly pinkies. Then that, since that's small enough, I don't need too big of a area for them. I don't need too much of an airflow. Got it right here. I just cut a hole in top and put it on the side where they can't climb up. I grab some wire right here, which is what this wire is rolled up out of. It comes in giant rolls and then they tie it off with this wire. So I cut it and made little holes in there to make a water bottle holder. And then I used that same wire for those and created a funnel and some PVC, just like the drainage tip. Mice are gross, man. So just the drainage tip, and I made a feeder. That way they're not just pulling it around the whole thing and destroying it and whatnot, wasting a whole bunch of food everywhere. Then, because I thought I was being nice, I got like some little tunnel thing and then a hide, and within like 2 weeks they chewed the crap out of both. Like they were both just destroyed. I don't even know what's going on anymore. But they basically run this thing. They move everything where they want it moved. Like they didn't go here. They moved it all. But mice are super cute. And they grow fast. Like the other day, literally last week, this was just a little fuzzy thing. And now it's a big fuzzy thing. Super cute though, but man, they stink. So that's kind of how I have my tub set up. And I did that for my rats starting off. I ended up having like 5 of these tubs, except a little bit bigger. I had these ones. 5 of those, they were all see-through, had ventilation on the sides and the top. And that's how I bred my rats. And I had like 50 something rats at a time in them. Now in this one, this is how I keep my weans. So when I start pulling them out from the tubs, like up here, I'll put a number on the left side of the tub as to the number of weans that are coming up that next week when I do my cleaning. And then the red mark is if there's a male. That's the male. He's a pretty cute guy. It's a female. She's a cute girl. Let's see. And he'll take some food and he'll go away. Then when I start getting weans, which is the number up here, so on this tub alone there's 13. Usually there's a bit more than that. I got 13 up there that this weekend I'm gonna pull and put down here. So in this tub, they come in pretty small, and then I got the same setup. I got the water bottle down here, tied off on the outside. I gave them a little hide so they quit hiding under the water bottle and draining the thing every day. And then there's a food funnel right there. And then what's gonna happen is all of these ones are filled with 30 or 40 mediums, except for this one here. This one's my ASF rack, or ASF tub. All of these are filled with medium rats already, about 30 or 40 each depending on which tub. Except for this one. This tub has my colony of ASF in there. And so this weekend I'll be selling off these ones per order, and these ones are already in an order, like they're ready to go. And these ones are gonna replace them while my weans go into there. Okay, so I showed you how I basically took care of my rats and whatnot, and how I organized them and sort through them. The markings, like I got the wean tub here. I don't have one of those giant troughs that people have. I don't think that's like very effective for space at all, especially when this works just fine as long as I'm constantly down here feeding and watering, which is a bummer. Sorry for the water bottle noises, it's pretty noisy down here. How I sort and organize through them and section them out per order, all that stuff. So now I'm going to talk to you about how I make this room even more smell proof. So first off, I have an air purifier down here. This one is rated for 850 square feet, or cubic feet, I'm sorry. This one is rated for 850 cubic feet of an air purifier. Now, dealing with rats, especially with mice too, I don't think it holds up to that as much. So I'm constantly replacing the carbon filters in here. Like, I probably should be replacing it next week or this week. I'm gonna check it again this weekend, and I'm probably gonna have to replace it. Now, the filter itself can, so far, has lasted me a few months. It does pretty well, and it has a sensor on it. It tells you when it needs a new HEPA filter and all that. But it's a very good thing to have in here. It keeps the smell down significantly, and it keeps the air more clean for the rats too. And if you listen, besides the chewing noises, I have no sneezing inside my rat collection. Now, when a lot of other people show their rats off in their videos, I hear sneezing. My rats don't sneeze. Healthy, clean air quality. Okay. Another thing is I have two of these right here. These are inline air duct fans. So I use them to kind of push out and suck out bad air that kind of filters through. And with this, the air purifier, it has a giant rotating fan back here that's constantly blowing, and I have it blowing kind of towards the wall, so it kind of goes around up here and funnels it back through and then gets sucked out there. So I have two of these. One of them is rated for 280 cubic feet. No, I'm sorry. One of them is rated for 290 cubic feet. This one up here is rated for, I think it's 500 and something cubic feet per minute. But I couldn't find the air duct that actually fit the duct fan. So technically, it's the same air duct that one is in, meaning that this one's probably pumping at around 200 something as well, just because it can't fit the rest of the airflow through that it's like really trying to push out. So I'm gonna have some backflow with that, and it's mostly matching up with that one. So the math behind keeping out the smell of the rats is around 100 CFMs per 45 rats, and I think that's about the number that I'm at. Sorry, this guy's trying to get treats from me over here. He's tossing out wood chips, trying to get my attention. Hey, look at that little guy. He's like, give me something. But yeah, so you do 100 CFMs per 45-ish rats, or around there, and it's like completely smell proof. Now in the room, it helps even more to have an air purifier. I don't have a carbon filter on these. There's an attachment available option, but I didn't want to go with that yet, mostly because I didn't know which direction I was actually going to go with the rats. Thinking back now, I'm probably going to go ahead and do that for one of them, most likely this big one here. It's just an extra added on attachment that will let you have a carbon filter, so I'm not just flooding the outside of the house with a whole bunch of stinkiness, which I am. My house can't smell a dang thing, but outside, whew, another story. So when I get the bigger air duct to match up with the inline fan, then I'll probably also order the part to get concrete. If you're doing this inside, you really want concrete. Because if you're doing this on like carpet or anything, what they're gonna do is you get some that make these big old nests. Let me see if I can find one. No, nobody's doing it. There's kind of one. So they'll push all the bedding up into a pile. Usually they'll do it on the edge of either the front or the back, which when they do, gets a whole bunch in the back there, like, or in the front. It's a pain in the butt. So if you have carpet, you're gonna be having all this, okay, sitting on top of that carpet at least daily, once a day. And eventually it's gonna stink or stain it. Another thing is you don't want to just have like this smell, because the smell will sit inside the carpet and it just reeks. Don't do that. So if you can get away with breeding inside your garage, make sure you have good ventilation and decent airflow, whatever. Maybe some lights. I like windows in mine. Okay, I think it's important for them to have some sort of daylight. I'm not trying to be inhumane or anything. Not saying you are if you don't have a window, but it's just how I do things. I like it. And yeah, so that's it for kind of how I make my room really smell proof and it doesn't go into my house. It's awesome. I'll go over the benefits and everything of the rats themselves probably in another video. Like I said, it's going to be a 3 or 4 part video here, and I'm going to get even more in depth and probably try to make it a little more interesting too. But for now, I just wanted to make a video because there's a lot of people in the reptile community doing videos right now that have kind of talked mad hate on breeding rats, saying how terrible they smell and this and that, and that's right, they do smell. If you're breeding them in your damn living room, don't do that. So I just wanted to show something off here that I'm proud of and that doesn't smell, and that you're able to produce larger numbers. Like, I think I'm clearing around 400 rats a month easy. Now that's cycling through them as mediums and smalls, not including my breeders, but that's kind of my rotation there. Although technically I only need around 100 or even less than that, probably around 75 rats a month for myself. So yeah, there's tons of benefits to it, and I'm gonna actually make videos on it. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful, or if you have any questions on it, I will gladly answer anything. Go ahead and send me a PM at Apex Mutations, or just leave a message on here over it, and I'll answer your questions. I'll get into the genetics of the rats, because I got some hairless, like you've seen. I got hairless. I've got double Rex, I've got Dumbo, I got Blaze, I got Agouti, I got all black, I got Russian blues. I got tons of things. I got some really neat rats and starting to make some really cool combos, and this is a lot of fun for me. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you found that helpful. Like I said, leave me any questions, I'll answer them, and I'll see you guys later.